I wanted to scream, cry. It was awful.
Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Last week we talked about how I met Daisy's parents for the first time in McAllen, Texas, how I kind of botched it, but it still turned out okay. Today we're gonna talk about
our wedding.
We're Cade and Daisy. She's from Monterrey, Mexico. I'm from the US, and somehow our two worlds collided. This series is about our story in detail, including how we met, Daisy's immigration journey, culture differences, and lots more.
Guys, we're super excited to share with you some things that are going to be available for purchase on our channel. This is some merch that's available that you can buy. Check out this design that we came up with. This is La Ciudad de las Montañas, and this is the very famous
Sí, señor.
mountain range in Monterrey, Mexico. It means a lot to not only the people of Monterrey, but it also means a lot to me because that's where I met Daisy, and I would see those mountains every day living there when we lived there for a year. I just love it. It's meaningful to us, and we hope it can be meaningful to you if you love the channel and want to support it. This one's called the Sandstone, I believe, and I think it just looks super good on Daisy. That's why she's the model for it and not me. So be sure to check that out. We'll have that down below in the description and then the shelf thing underneath the video. So I did propose to Daisy classically in Cancun, Mexico. We had been kind of talking about marriage, but I did completely surprise her. I did kneel down. I did ask the question.
Actually, I don't know if I even let you finish the question because by the time I was just like so distracted and like looking the ocean, and I just felt like something on my hip, you know, like ding ding.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, because he was turned the other way.
Yeah, and I looked around and here he was like, Daisy Marari Rodriguez Jimenez. And I was like, ah! By the time that I was like putting him up, he was like, do you want to marry me? And I was like, yes.
No, I had like a whole speech like kind of prepared, you know. I mean, I didn't like memorize it or anything, but I just had, there was a few things I kind of wanted to say. And I remember, yeah, at first you were just like, ah, and then I was like, whoa, wait, let me just like finish.
But I didn't let him because it was just like too surprising, and it was such a huge impact seeing him there, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And being nervous that I just like pull you up and just like, okay, fine.
She did say yes. Yeah, that was pretty magical and gives us an excuse to go back to Cancun as much as possible. So our wedding though was kind of strange. So we decided that I would go back to Utah temporarily to start preparing for a wedding in Utah. That was Daisy's only condition, was that she gets married next to water. And I was like, oh my gosh, my parents have a lake.
A pond in his backyard.
Basically in their backyard, yeah. And I was just like, with a little bit of preparation, it won't be anything too fancy, but we could do this like by the lake. She was like, oh, that sounds amazing. And so I flew back 2 weeks before the wedding. So this was actually right around this time 4 years ago at the end of March. We didn't even plan that. That's just how it worked out. How was that for you? I remember you were a little bit nervous of me flying back.
It was just more like being nervous of spending so much time together, and then all of a sudden like hey, I promise you I'm gonna plan something over there. And it was just more like that feeling of letting go, you know, letting go of someone. And I always have that panic of, are they gonna let me go in the US? Or am I gonna have a problem? Like, am I ever going to see him again? And overthinkers will understand me.
There was definitely a lot of question marks having her, you know, stay there while I go back to Utah. And I know, wasn't your family saying like, are you sure he's not just like ditching you or whatever?
Yeah, my family. I mean, you know how Mexicans are. They just like to like poke you, you know, and my family especially was like, well, he's going back to where he is from to do a wedding and he left you here. I was just letting the boat float, you know. I was like, fine, okay. And fun fact, I bought my wedding dress, which is like really, really pretty, like picture here. So it was a Friday and I bought my wedding dress like a Wednesday then. So it's something like that I remember seeing the girl's face. She was like, so when is the wedding? And I was like putting on the dress and I was like, this Friday. And she was just like shocked. He was just like looking at Caden and then looking at me, and I was like, yeah, that's how we do things.
That's how you do things.
Well, yeah.
I was completely shocked as well. I think the lady and my mouth were just like how could this be just like the last thing, like 2 days before? But no, Daisy was like super calm. It was just like, yeah, I found a dress. I want to go try it on. You know, hopefully it goes well and stuff. You know, and she was like very chill about it. And I was just like, who is this girl?
And then one day before, we were kind of like doing some basket with chocolates or something like that.
Well, hold on. I went to Hobby Lobby and I was picking out flowers to put around the circle thing in the background there. In retrospect, I probably should have bought more flowers, and I also put the flowers on that circle thing as well. No one did that. That was me.
I forgot about that.
I was proud of it. I just wish I'd bought more flowers.
I really like it.
I was trying my hardest as a guy to like think of everything because it was kind of like up to me. And like my family was helping where they could and stuff, but it was kind of like just a simple wedding by the lake, and we just kind of had to come up with it on the fly. But yeah, this was April 8th, 2022. What do you remember about the wedding day itself? It was only 4 years ago, so you should remember.
I just remember going to the salon and just getting my hair ready, and
your sister was there as well.
Yeah, and I was just kind of like, I'm gonna get married. Like, holy guacamole, you know? And I just didn't know what to feel, right? I didn't know, like, definitely I was not having fear, which that led me to believe that I was doing the right choice, right? And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this. And then we got ready, and everybody was like, okay, this is the time. We'll see you guys over there. And then I remember just kind of like seeing Caden's mom, and as soon as I came down, it really made a huge impact on me. As soon as she saw me, she was a little bit emotional, and she was like, I already love you so much. And, you know, that acceptance to me was huge, and I feel like so honored. And
yeah, because they had only been kind of seeing you for about a week, right?
Yeah.
Because you flew in on March 31st.
But that's how cool I am, you know? In 1 week, I start feeling like those emotions of like, oh my gosh, I love her too. And it made me miss my parents there. And I was like, okay, don't think about it, because then I'm gonna start like kind of blaming myself, like why I didn't wait or whatever. I feel so at home when she say that to me, and I feel like my heart, you know, just got super big, and I was like, I am in the right place. And then we left, and
I'm thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I was trying to locate a car for us. And while I was trying to locate a car, my brother gave me a good deal on one that he had. And he likes fixing up old cars and whatnot. So it was like very nice of him. But it was also like a very old car. And it's like, you know, not something to like...
It was a Buick.
It was, okay. Yeah, it was a Buick. But it was like, what, a 94? Mm-hmm. Not exactly impressive, right, to your fiance. And
after we arrived, and the ceremony guy was saying like really nice words, and then it was like the time to take the rings. And then my sister gave mine, and then Caden's best friend gave him his. As soon as I had the ring, I put him on his finger, and then I put my hand, because I mean that's what I saw in the movies, right? And he totally like flipped my hand and gave me the ring in my hand. But I could see like his hand kind of like shaking a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay, I won't get super angry. I understand that he's super nervous, and I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, well, here's the ring. And I was like, no, put it on. And he was like, yes. And he like put it on. And
I literally have no memory of that. I have no memory. I don't know what I was thinking.
We do have the epic picture.
I've seen movies too. I know how to put on a ring. I have no idea why.
But there's the epic picture where the guy in the ceremony, he saw that and he was like laughing so hard, and you too. And that's the epic picture that we had.
Very special, very beautiful day. It was so nice having all my family there. I had like my sister who had flown in from North Carolina. That meant a lot to both of us.
She made my bouquet.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I still have it.
Amazing job, yeah. And I had cousins that had driven from all parts, and grandparents, and it was so nice, and just the people that I wanted. I mean, like I also would have loved to have Daisy's family there as well. It just didn't work out. That's part of the reason why we're gonna definitely do like another wedding ceremony in Mexico with her family, probably, yeah, for like our 5 or 10 year anniversary, do like a renewal. Can you do a renewal at 5 years, or is that, I guess that's pretty soon, huh? Probably just a wedding at that point, huh? Just another wedding.
Yeah.
We can have Dathan walk down the aisle with the rings.
Aw, that would be really
Yeah, it'll be a lot more.
David and me.
After the wedding, we went to a steakhouse.
So we get to this restaurant, and this is my first time, like having dinner in a steakhouse in the US. And I'm sorry, I was not used to it, not even in Mexico, right? This must be like for fancy restaurants or whatever, but they put me for a salad, and I was like, what do I want salad for? And it's like, and all by itself, like I need to combine salad with something, not just salad. And anyway, and then they brought me the steak, right? And then they brought me like something like a white cream, right? And I was like, And then I saw people drinking milk, and I was just like so weirded out of everybody just kind of like having different stuff and
Drinking milk is like unheard of in Mexico unless you're like a baby.
Yeah. And anyway, so I give a good cut of the piece of meat, and I just dip it in. Like if it was blue cheese, I really thought it was like blue cheese or something. And then I just like give a huge bite, and like 2 seconds later, I start feeling something like a really pointy like pain, but then it started like growing and growing and growing. And by that time, and of course everybody was looking at me, and
You hit it really well though.
I wanted to scream, cry. I don't know, but it was awful. I was just like grabbing my sister so hard and kind of like looking down, and immediately my eyes were watery, and my sister was like pretty scared. She was like, "Are you okay? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, do you want to drink water?" I couldn't talk.
She's like, horseradish will do that to you.
Terrible. No.
That's so sad. I just wish I would have like been like, hey, this is some horseradish. Be careful, like don't have too much like all at once.
Since that moment of my life, I promised myself I'm never gonna explain anything how to eat Mexican food to Cade. He will discover by himself. Just kidding. That's his curse.
That's our wedding story up till now, to be continued with some more in the future.